Christians want you to die, yeah? Or they want us all dead. Or rather the book, yeah? It wants us all dead, yeah? That book. Rather the book, yeah? This thing here, you see it? Looks quite innocent, doesn't it? Just sort of sits there. Not in any way giving a clue to its true nature. There's nothing like, what's this book about? Oh, I don't know, it's not going to tell me. No description. They want you all to die, yeah? Right, so this book either is or is not the undiluted Word of God. It may or may not contain moments of God reflected within it. It may not, it may. But I will tell you what it does contain within it, man. It contains the world-eating beast, yeah, undeniably. It's the Book of Dead Names, the Hammurabi Muckadur, yeah? It contains a measure of ethnic cleansing, murder, incest, rape. Its core, first pages Babylonians, yeah? Their roots are in clay tablets. You want to know I'm going to taint myself to even speak of this and to go on to the world-eating beast, yeah? Because the bastard can be logically proven. You can put this into your theology philosophy pipe and smoke it, mate, yeah? George Bush apparently believes in God because of this book and its theisms, yeah? Without this book, George Bush would not have spoken like that. God cannot speak to George Bush. If God were to speak to George Bush would no longer exist, yeah? So therefore, any feeling that George Bush got was not from the eternal. It was, one, from inside his own fucking demented mind, yeah? Subclause, right? Without this book, he may not have said that God commanded. Admittedly, he may have claimed Vishnu, but nevertheless, the book itself is still blame in the current context, yeah? All right, two, George Bush was contacted by a divine messenger. Humans, yeah, cannot know if a divine messenger is from God, the devil, some random spirit, or schizophrenia. But if the answer is 2, at least it's rather terrifying. 3, right? 3 is God did speak to George Bush, and George Bush is a prophet. One of the 2 prophets, maybe, within Revelations, yeah, because he saw the future time Iraq may have been able to acquire weapons that he could use to target the United States, yeah? So you saw the future, man. Fuck that. Right, so back to evil, yeah? You got to stroke this thing like a black cat because, trust me, it sits there, it lurks, right? The zoanthropic sects spoke of a world-eating demon that would be awoken under Afghanistan in the new century, yeah? This book speaks of an apocalyptic battle in the Middle East, right? Because of the words of this book, the Balfour Declaration was made. Christian imperialism. Balfour and the people around him, right? There's strong evidence that they were anti-Semitic, believed the bits in Revelations about the evil of the Jews, right? But they believed in giving the Hebrew people Israel back as well. They believed that bringing about the Word of God as contained within the pages of this thing was a good thing, right? So, you got them, and you've got these people who are Christians, modern Christians, funding Israel, helping to build illegal settlements, right? George Bush has gone and invaded Iraq. There's a rumour of a fundamentalist / Baptist vein among his people, so then they know about the references to Babylon being now Iraq and Iran. And they believe the time of it is now. Christians, they want us all to die. They manipulate the Middle East to bring about the rebuilding of the Temple of Solomon on the Temple of the Mount. They aid Israel in consolidation of the old territory because they believe that when these things happen, Israel is complete, and it will trigger the end, that the rapture will happen and a select few of them will be taken. So they want us all to die. Christians, yeah, they fucking want you dead. The result of conservative America's reaction to losing 2 buildings after a century of constantly trashing other people is going to resonate through the ages. The blatant way that Tony Blair converted to Catholicism after the event, right? A former Hitler Youth being the Pope, yeah? The people in the Middle East, they see Iraq, they see Afghanistan, they see Tony Blair anointed by the Nazi Pope. George Bush saying God told him invading Babylon was alright, yeah? Israel land grabbing with this alliance's support. How will they react? America's got to see protecting it, Israel don't. In a way, you can't blame Israel. They're pawns in the manipulation of this book. You put into a hostile land and given lots of guns. What do you do? At the end of the day, Revelations has been used a few times as a reason to invade the Middle East, and there's always been profit, whether gold and spices or oil, yeah? Or slaves or whatever the fuck. So wars can escalate. The position that we're in now is extremely dodgy. Lots of holy books are saying it's the end time. Lots of people with guns believe this. Eventually some power might just go on a rampage with suitcase nukes. Who knows, yeah? So yeah, evil, right? Without this book, and in particular the Book of Revelations, would we be in the current world situation? No. When St. Paul, the Roman spies people, included the Book of Revelations in this thing with its commandment that no sequels, mate, that enabled its monopoly, yeah? Enabled its use for Romano-Christian looting missions of the Middle East, enabled a tithe system with Europe that was cheaper than legions, and is now used as modern justification for wars in the Middle East. Book of Dead Names, man, Book of Songs, concepts in this thing have led to a kind of collective madness.